Chad from Ultimate Automotive. For over 19 years, we've been building relationships on a foundation of stability and trust. Looking out for our customers because you are our family. Upfront pricing and great service. That's what you can expect from us with convenient east and west side locations.
An update on the COVID-19 pandemic in South Dakota. We'll hear from Governor Kristi Noem coming up.
Plus, we hear from Sioux Falls Mayor Paul Tenhaken about who has the power to close certain businesses downtown.
And how Stensland's Family Farms is reacting to the coronavirus outbreak.
Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We'll get to our top stories in just a bit, but first, let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. It's a foggy start in eastern, southeastern KELOLAND. The fog will be slow to go away. Low-level cloudiness may hold throughout much of the morning, even extending into the afternoon for eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. Otherwise, it looks like sunshine, western, central, and northern South Dakota. With that slow decrease in cloud cover, we might be able to bring in some late-day sunshine. All in all, it looks like temperatures will be in the 50s to near 60 degrees today. Colder air comes back on Wednesday. We may see some snow showers that day, too. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian Karstens coming up.
Thanks, Scott. There are now 21 positive COVID-19 cases in South Dakota. 7 new positive cases were confirmed yesterday, and 277 cases are still pending, according to the Department of Health's website.
Beadle County has the largest number of positive cases in the state at 10. In a weekend press conference, Governor Noem said they tested people who had been in contact with the original cases in Beadle County, and some of those tests came back positive.
Our Department of Health team goes and does an interview with these individuals, talks to them about where they have been, what groups they have been in, what family members they have spent time with. And through some of those preliminary conversations, we've identified that Beadle County could be in a community spread situation within a matter of days.
Of the previous cases, Noem says 6 have recovered fully. The state also says they continue to monitor each positive case carefully.
We are in daily contact with all positive cases, monitoring symptoms, making sure that we have clarity around the timelines associated with how long these individuals need to stay isolated, and we will continue to update the website as more people recover, and that's certainly what we hope to see.
To hear more from the governor about the cases of COVID-19 in the state, head to KELOLAND.com.
In Sioux Falls, Mayor Paul Tenhaken says he doesn't have the power to do what Rapid City and Huron are doing. However, his administration found a trigger within city ordinances that would allow the Sioux Falls Board of Health to make a recommendation of mandated closures. But Tenhaken says the city would like to see that come from the state level instead.
In most states, it does come down as a statewide kind of mandate. Our preference is that that would happen because that allows us not to just do city by city, county by county, which if Sioux Falls is shut down, they can go to Harrisburg or they can go to Brandon. So it provides a little bit more unity amongst the state as to the law we're enacting. But if we have to do it at the city level, and that's the role we're supposed to play right now, we'll absolutely do that and operate within the law as we see it.
Tenhaken says the city will have a meeting with the Board of Health on Tuesday to talk about those options.
Over the weekend, Tenhaken posted this on his Twitter, saying that 2 local spots had busy parking lots on Friday night. He implored businesses as well as customers to heed experts' recommendations. As you can see here, the mayor gave a thumbs up to carry out and a thumbs down to gathering in a closed space.
Businesses are feeling the impact of COVID-19, whether that entails having to shut their doors temporarily or find new ways to cater to their customers.
On a normal Saturday, you might see many people walking downtown in and out of stores and restaurants. But the COVID-19 is changing that. While there was some foot traffic here and there in downtown Sioux Falls over the weekend, it's clear the impact COVID-19 and social distancing have had. While some businesses closed up shop, you can still find a mix of open signs.
We have seen obviously a major decrease in foot traffic. I mean, it's a Saturday right now, and we usually have over 500 people walking through our door on a Saturday, and we've had 3 come in so far.
However, she says she's still seeing support from the community, just in a new way. And to learn how the community is supporting downtown businesses during the outbreak, you can head to KELOLAND.com.
It's not just businesses in the heart of downtown Sioux Falls who have either closed or altered their methods to avoid spread of COVID-19.
Senslin's Family Farms has products delivered from their farm in Larchwood, Iowa, to their stores and several other local grocery stores. Many of their products also go to local restaurants. And with most all of them closing, they've changed their focus to more of what they can hold in store.
A lot of those orders have just kind of been canceled across the board, which does shift our production significantly. So you're seeing less of a production in kind of our cheese and cheese curds and a higher production in our milk.
Their 2 Sioux Falls and 1 Larchwood locations remain open for people to come in and buy products. They even do curbside pickup. Brian?
All right, as we look at weather here today, well, we're getting warmer. That's good news. 50s, pretty common, but see how the clouds stick around in Sioux Falls today? The southeast, just a little harder to get rid of that low-level moisture, and I do think that that'll probably hang tough most of the afternoon. Now, tonight, a new feature comes into the southwest, so some lighter showers could come up from the winter Gregory area, Sioux Falls, Mitchell, Huron. I would want to include that in the overnight forecast of light showers to dot the landscape. And they may even clip Aberdeen as a 20% chance. It looks like a lot of that will fizzle out, though, by midday, and the afternoon is looking warmer. And where we get that southwesterly wind, Aberdeen, you have a chance of hitting 60 degrees tomorrow. Sioux Falls could come close, but again, we're a little bit more cautious because of the clouds, and that may hold us in the 50s in Sioux Falls. But looking at Wednesday, we're certainly getting more rain chances and green and even some blue showing up here as snow in the far north. I think we'll be feeling a little bit of that too going into Thursday's forecast. Temperatures for midweek, well, we're looking at some decreases here. Looks like 40s for highs, and we may have to hold on to those 40s as we get into Thursday. But today, still in the 50s for many, and it looks like a nice afternoon. Your 7-day forecast features a bump tomorrow, then we slide Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even into Friday, keeping these cloud and rain chances off and on. And then the weekend is looking warmer and drier with highs in the 50s. Aberdeen and northeastern KELOLAND, 60 on Tuesday, but look at this, upper 30s and low 40s Wednesday and Thursday. So that is a notable drop there on temperatures, and it looks like Pierre also temperatures falling into the 40s as we get into midweek, but it's not going to last long. We should get a rebound by the weekend, and that's also holding true in Rapid City with 61 tomorrow, 41 on Wednesday. Guys?
Thanks, Brian, and thanks for joining us for KELOLAND on the Go. Be sure to join us on air for midday in KELOLAND.
Until then, you can get up to the minute developments right here on KELOLAND.com. Now go have a great day.